Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Kamen Kaizers. I am your host, Chris Eaton, and joining me, as always, is my compatriot.
Arian, what's going on? Hey, viewers, just letting you know, this voice that Chris does is an act. Right? This like circus like not circus, like ringleader. This is not the Chris I know. His voice is kind of like this.
I have a very nasally voice. I'm pretty sure I got some sort of deviated septum that I never got taken care of. But yeah, I'm always a clogged mess. I just literally got over a massive head cold because it got to 19 degrees out here in Texas earlier this week. And it dropped from like 63 to like 19 overnight.
Oh, gross.
I don't know. Like, yeah, the Californian is not adapted to this nonsense.
You have the thin blood.
It is. It is. I'm a big dude, and I always say, like, I do better in the cold, but like there's bitter cold. And I know people like in the Midwest are just like 19. Oh man. Yeah, Jessica always tells me because she went to school in Ohio. She's like, 19, that's pretty bad, but you know, I've had negative 14 before. I'm like, yeah, go to hell.
What is that? What is that?
Yeah, I don't know. That's, you know, I'm like, that's God telling you don't be there. Like, you're not supposed to be there. Anyway, we got some fun stuff to talk about today. We got a great. I say great. That in parentheses, but this came about. Kind of kismet. Arian.
Yes.
There's some news in the Tokusatsu world this week.
Yes, there is.
And you go hard on this end of it.
I go hard.
I observe it from close, but I always say I observe it through like a glass, you know, like a pane of glass.
Yeah.
You know, where, you know, I've seen the stuff, but you know the stuff in and out. What the hell is going on?
We are getting what looks to be a new Space Sheriff revival, Space Sheriff Metal Heroes revival, post Super Sentai. We're calling it Project Red. Yeah.
So for those who may not be in the know, what the hell is going on? Why? What is?
Here's the
what
thing.
Is all this stuff?
Here's the thing, Chris. I don't know what the hell's going on because there's nothing. All we see is images, and there's not much. There's a lot of rumors, but there's not much to go on there. So one morning, a little bit of inside baseball. I get woken up by not woken up. I get first messages I see is Chris, and it's an image, and it's. Do you have the image?
I don't have not that one, but I have these. Let me pull it up right here. This is a little more official.
Oh yeah, okay. The first time I saw the one you showed me, I'm like, is this AI? I don't even know what's AI anymore. Like this is, but this is sick. I don't know what this is. I don't know if this is a form. To me, it looks like it's another form of Gavan. If you don't know, or if you're not familiar with Space Sheriff or Metal Heroes, they are a mix between Kamen Rider and Super Sentai, and that's the best way I can describe it. So you get your one-on-one action, and you also get your large Zord mech in most of them.
It's the stepping stone between Kamen Rider and Sentai, basically.
Not too far off from Japanese Spider-Man. Similar to that format. Yeah. But you get a cool dude, like a metal hero, essentially. Usually they're cops, but you know, you might get a ninja there somewhere, you know, or you might get a SWAT. Well, I guess SWAT is cops, but
for those who may not be familiar, what are the series in this Metal Heroes line? At least the main ones that people can go look up.
So you have Gavan. It's a starting one. Is the first one. And then Scheider, and you have Shiver. Then you got Spielbahn. You got Juicebion. And then you might be more familiar with Metalder. Metalder was brought over here as VR Troopers with a couple other ones that escaped my.
I'm blanking on those, but VR Troopers of all of those series was like the most Frankenstein show.
It was solid. It was a solid show, but
again, I actually defend VR Troopers because
Mhm.
it wasn't a network show. It was clearly Saban was clearly like, oh crap, we hit it big. Hey, Toei, what else you got? Well, we got these metal heroes. All
Yeah.
right. What can we work with this? Well, virtual reality is kind of a hip thing in 1995.
Uh-huh.
So that's what we're gonna do.
What are we
So
talking about?
anyway, VR Troopers.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. They wanted a team show,
Mhm.
but Metal Heroes technically, for the most part, aren't teams. Later on, they kind of be teams a little bit.
Right.
But so they were like, well, we need three characters. We need, two males, the lead guy, the Han, and then we need the girl. So they took two shows, threw it together, and then plowed through 52 episodes of footage for each of those, and they're like, oh, we ran out of footage for one of them. What the first one that you mentioned, the
Metalder. The
Metallica.
red and blue.
And so they actually took one of the Space Sheriff shows after that, I
Mhm.
believe, didn't they? And then that became the upgrade for season
If
2.
I believe. Yeah.
Yes. And after that, they're like, there's nothing left in here. So the show's done. That's it. No more. Same thing happened with Big Bad Beetleborgs. Like that one was a little more, direct translated, but when
That
they
was our
went to season 2, they're like, what else we got? Well, there's the sequel show. Okay, well, they get upgrades. Anything after that? No. So
show's done. Yeah.
the show is done.
Same
They
with
didn't.
Masked Rider or Black RX. They went backwards on that one.
They did, and not only that, but they actually towards the end of the series, they actually stole stuff from the movie too.
From movie stuff where Black RX or Black are not even in it. Is I think Jay and Zoe.
Yes,
Yeah.
because it's because again, I knew that because I saw when I watched that episode, I'm like, I've seen these images before, and it was in one of those kind of fanzines that was doing a whole thing on Keita Amemiya. Ironically, someone will be talking
We'll
about
get to
later.
that. Yeah.
So this Project Red, is technically replacing Super Sentai in Japan. Super Sentai is ending for now. I'm calling it, they're giving it the Godzilla rest. After 50 years, and they're bringing back the Metal Heroes as the
Mhm.
replacement. And that's from what everything I've read is because ratings have declined,
Toy sales have
toy
declined.
sales have
I think
very
that's
much,
the biggest one.
yeah, and not only but the conflicting rumors I've seen is that the Hasbro buyout of Power Rangers greatly affected things too, especially since Hasbro's like, we're not doing what Saban did. Like everyone knows, like the first 2 or 3 generations, that's what we're going to focus on, and that's what we'll be like mining the IP for
Until the end of time.
till the end of time. In fact, I believe they actually just announced a brand new project, a new movie. I think it might be a Netflix. Which, oh, good lord, lot of news out of that. But that's a whole episode in of itself. But as a man who does enjoy his Metal Heroes, what are you digging so far on this?
I'm digging the designs. Here's the thing. Like we talked about earlier, how are they going to differentiate this from Kamen Rider? Because this doesn't look, very like poppy and not kid friendly, but like very youthful. This looks like a little bit more mature.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how they're going to differentiate, and then I wonder what the tone is going to be. Will I
That's
be watching? Definitely
yeah.
going to be watching the first 3 episodes at least, and if we like it, then we'll keep going.
Well, considering that, part of that news of why they were ending it, they Bandai put out uh, a sales chart of the last like 5 years
Yeah.
of like their biggest selling things, and to my shock and awe, Ultraman remains a gigantic seller in Japan. Like, if you're there, like there's whole aisles dedicated to Ultraman, and Tsuburaya cranks a new series out every year, and a lot of times they're reusing suits and stuff, but just the fact that maybe it's just the American in me because he's not as big over here, but it still kind of blew my mind, like how significantly huge Ultraman is. Like he was like the top toy sales on that kind of the Bandai Boy chart,
Yeah.
and then underneath it was Kamen Rider.
I thought it was the other way around. I thought Kamen Rider was number one, and then Ultraman was. Yeah,
it might be. I got to double check that. I don't have the thing in front of me, but the fact that those two were like, and they were significantly larger than any of the Sentai stuff. So when this was announced, like that, as you brought up, this was the question of like, what's the tone going to be? Because Ultraman and Kamen Rider, Kamen Rider, I would say has evolved to be much more kiddie.
Yeah,
in the last maybe decade, especially with the wackier designs and stuff.
The cool thing about Kamen Rider is, you get your wacky, colorful suits and all that stuff, but you also get, for your older fans, you get like 10th anniversary specials, and then you get Anno, and then you get like all this other stuff there's something for everybody in Kamen Rider, no matter your age. This looks, again, like I'm looking at this looks cool. This looks like a cool toy for what it is. I just want to see it. Usually, something that happens very often in Kamen Rider is or Super Sentai is you'll see the suit or you'll see the design for the year, and you're kind of like, like what is it? Like what are we doing? And as soon as they show the first trailer, you're like, oh, I see.
Yeah,
like that's what we're like. I don't know if you were familiar with Kamen Rider Wizard. He had a coat.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like, what is this? And then you see him kind of flailing around, or with his thumb, and you're like,
he teleports and stuff, doesn't he?
Yeah,
like,
Essentially, Doctor Strange, right? Essentially.
Yeah.
But with this, I'm looking at the suits, and I'm sold already.
Yeah.
I just hope that first actual trailer shows us something where you're like, oh, I see what they're doing here.
Do you think the middle here? I mean, again, you go back and watch a lot of those shows, like Kamen Rider, especially the early '80s. Like, again, the difference between Japan and America in terms of like what was acceptable for children's shows is vastly different.
Yeah.
I always bring up Ultraman Towards the Future. I'm like, it was sold as a kid's show, but if you watch it through today's lens, I'm like, it's not really a kid's show. There's no kids. It's all adults. It's shot like it would have been a show that would have aired with Hercules, The Legendary Journeys in syndication, or like something on Sci-Fi at like 8:00 at night. Like it was aimed at a older audience that were kind of kids at heart. Look, if that makes any sense. So I wonder if they're going this direction with it.
I hope not. I hope they don't go the Hercules or Xena.
No. What I'm talking about is it's a little more mature.
Maybe.
It's still like aimed at kids, but like it's a more mature telling. Like it's not goofy. It's not, there's some darker elements to it.
Oh,
something X-Men, Batman level, storytelling.
Okay.
From the 90s.
So you want like Heisei era Kamen Rider?
Yeah.
Like early, like Kuga and Agito. You're like, this is for kids clearly, but there's a little bit more little.
Yeah. You're not talking down to the kids. Like you're giving them,
I mean, Metal Heroes. That's if you like Metal Heroes, you're a little older than Unk status, over here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they brought Gavan back like 10 years ago, right? Like for the anniversary.
They did have a Gavan anniversary, and then they teamed them up with Sentai.
Yes.
And then even here's the thing, that first poster for the Gavan movie, you're like, what is this? It's similar tone that you see here, where it's kind of like moody and this different aesthetic. You're like, that's kind of what we want to see. But then you saw the movie and you're like, oh, it's it's same old colorful, optimistic, I guess. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
I mean, the movie that anniversary movie came first, and then he did the team up, I believe, with the Sentai at
something
the time.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's probably why the tone of it was, because they're like, well, we're gonna shove him with the current Ranger series. So
did you watch the Keita reboot?
I never did. That actually It's something several people have told me I should probably watch. Kevin Durndorf told me about a year ago. He's like, dude, of all things, you should probably watch that. He's like, knowing your taste, that's up your alley. And
Okay.
Discotheque just put it out. Like, I think it just came out like last week on Blu-ray out here for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
God
Okay.
bless the good people at Discotheque, man. They do the Lord's work with all the stuff that they put out. I mean, they go deep cuts.
Is Discotheque, is that the new ADV, or is that what does ADV turn into?
ADV split off into 4 different groups
Mhm.
from what I remember. I think
Media
G-Non was one
Blasters?
of No, Media
Or was that
Blasters
different?
was always their own thing. Media
Okay.
Blasters is kinda coming back. Like,
Mm.
they had, like they still had the rights to, like, a lot of the stuff, and they've been reissuing them on Blu-ray. They just put out that Kamen Rider, movie trilogy
Oh,
that,
did they? Nice.
yeah, they actually reached out to Amemiya
No shit.
and got, like, interviews with him and stuff like that. So they actually went, like, whole hog on, like, an online exclusive, which sold out. So which blew my
Good.
mind. Like, a lot of the stuff has been selling out. Like, uh, Discotheque has been kind of picking up the ball of what Shout Factory hasn't been touching. Shout Factory was doing all the Sentai releases for a long time because they had the Power Ranger license. So they're like, there's clearly a demand, and they put out like I think if they put out a Power Ranger show, they release the Japanese original, usually like 6 months down the line after that. So that way you can have both.
I think
But
so.
But Discotheque has been like, well, there's clearly a thirst for other tokusatsu stuff. So they've been going deep diving on Kamen Rider. I think they put out Amazons. They put out both Black and Black RX. They put out Jusupon, and I think they put out one of the Gavan movies too.
So what I'm seeing there is there's a dude who's really into it and is picking his favorites, which is good for them. Good for them.
Yeah. I also think
Yeah.
it's a matter of like what's going to sell. Because they do put out some like I have a vast collection of 80s anime, and there's some deep cut stuff that they have done, and I'm like those are like one and dones because I think they know like, hey, there's maybe like 3,000 people in the entire United States that know what this is, so get on it now, and yeah, that'll be it. I
Hey,
have
but
all the
speaking of Amemiya,
yes. Yes, thank you for segueing this into a proper thing of what we are reviewing today. What we're reviewing today, and this all came about because it was Kismet. This movie popped up properly subbed as the Gavan news dropped. What was supposed to be a Gavan film ended up becoming something else through Toei. And that movie is what we're talking about today, which is, I want to get the title right. Great Prophecy, the revival of Giant God.
yeah,
Such a weird deep cut. Look, for years, I've seen this image on a lot of like the Mook books about like Amamiya and giant robots and stuff like that, but I never knew what the hell it was from. An online or some subgroup decided like, hey, we normally don't touch Toei stuff, but we found a clean copy of this and subbed it. And here it is. And it just so happened to fall in line. And the fact that this was meant to be a Gavan film, or like this feels like, the universe is telling us we should probably watch this week.
I wouldn't say
Man.
I wouldn't say this is a lost film, but this is definitely a rarely seen film, even
It's
for hardcore tokusatsu dudes.
It very
Like,
much is. It's a
yeah.
deep cuts V Cinema film. And this is something I love about V Cinema is that, man, they cranked out so much stuff. The video market of the 80s and 90s in Japan were a golden age of just, whatever will work. But the beauty was they're like, just do your best. Try your best. Like, it wasn't like what we have out here where we got sloppy sequels or whatever Roger Corman was cranking out. Like, they were like, this was like a proving ground for directors to try, to cut their teeth, or say, someone like Toei, they're like, hey, we want to do this little project. It's going to be like a 90-minute film. It's not theater quality. It'll go to V Cinema. And that is what we have here. And my goodness, what a film indeed. So let me break down a little bit of this real quick. This is from 1992. This movie runs an hour and 45 minutes, and it feels all of the hour and 45 minutes. It is directed by Yoshiaki Kobayashi, whose work includes, got it right here. His last thing he did was Ultraman Dyna. He did Sentai Car Ranger. He did a couple episodes of Sentai O Ranger. He did Die Ranger. He did this movie. He did Kamen Rider All Over the World, Kamen Rider Black RX. That was his main series. He directed a bunch of, about 4 or 5 episodes of Black. Then we get into why he was originally probably picked to direct this movie. Dimensional Warrior Sieben, Mega Beast Investigator Jusupon, Space Sheriff Scheider, Space Sheriff Gavan, and he cut his teeth on what show?
He started with Japanese Spider-Man and Denji Man.
So this
you know what?
He knows his stuff.
You know what? So watching now that you're telling me that he was the series director for Black RX, kind of makes sense now. There's a lot of motorcycle, a lot of chasing going on in this movie. Which you see, and even in the first episode of Black RX, you see dudes in hoods on motorcycles. You see a lot of dudes in hoods in this movie.
And there's a lot. Yes, there is. So the other thing that makes this movie stand out is the monsters were all designed by the great Keita Amemiya. And Ari and I are big Amemiya fans. We talked about him. Have we done an Amemiya movie yet?
Oh, straight up Amemiya? I'm pretty sure we have.
I got to double check our archives, but we might not have touched an Amemiya movie yet. But if anything, this, you know what this felt closest to of his work? This felt like Moon Over Tao more than anything else.
Yeah.
So this is a modern fantasy film. It's a sci-fi fantasy film. And how did I explain this to you?
You know that I'm not a religious man. Right? no religious. But to quote Moses, what the hell's going on here? What is all this?
So here's the thing. When this movie popped up, I sent you the link and you're like, dude, we gotta watch this.
Little did I know that was it.
Yeah. Yes. So again, the fact that the guy who was behind like some great Toei Sentai, it's done the whole gambit, designed by the great Kitano. You thinking you're gonna get a home run here, but what we got, and I'm putting this out there before anybody really like starts wondering like why are we jabbing on. This feels like an episode of a Sentai series. Like it would have been like a one-off or maybe a two-parter that got expanded into a full, little over 90-minute movie. And there's a point where it really does feel like it was a two-parter episode of something. Now, what we do know, it was supposed to be a Gavan film, and it was probably supposed to be the 10th anniversary film at the time of its release. For some reason, Toei pulled the plug on Gavan appearing in it. From what I could find on it, he might not have been the main character for this movie. Like he was supposed to show up in it, like and be a character, maybe like a Han Solo supporting character. But whatever reason Toei said no, but they're like, look, we've already gone to work on this thing, so let's make it. There is roughly 34 minutes of story in this movie for the hour and 45 of it that exists. And the rest is basically when you were in high school and you had to write a 3,000 word essay and you're just repeating your same point over and over again, but you're wording it in a different paragraph just to pad it out. That is what this movie is.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Now, it's pretty to look at.
Yeah. I agree. To
It's
look at.
you have to look at. I watched it last night in my room. I was I was geared up for this. I was like, man, this is good. I haven't watched a good V Cinema movie in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was about an hour in. I'm like, it's not a lot happening. There's
What's the first thing I told you when we hopped on before this?
oh
I
god,
asked you a question. Do you remember?
blanking on it right now.
I asked you, did we watch the same movie?
Yeah. I think we did.
We did? Okay.
I think we did.
Okay.
I think we did because
this movie is you see a cool poster and you're in. I saw a great poster. I saw a great 15-second clip. Oh my, why wouldn't you want to watch this? Sounds great. This guy does show up for a minute.
Daimajin
Shows up
very in the movie.
He gets teased at the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh,
you want to see how he shows up too? Hold on, I got a picture for that. That's about as clear as you get him.
At the beginning, yeah. Oh no, that's toward the end. Yeah,
this is towards the end.
Yeah,
you never get a clear. You don't get anything as clear as this.
No.
So for those listening, I got the movie. I got the poster, and then I got a clip from the film. I took some screen grabs. This giant, this awesome looking giant that's designed by Amemiya. Like he has all of Amemiya's like fixtures. Like he's a freaking awesome design. He is surrounded by the most Sentai production look out there when you're trying to hide a bad suit. It is thick fog and a couple of like optic lightning effects and dark blue lighting to really hide the fact that this is a dude in a suit. And you see jack all of this thing for the most part.
Look, I don't want to come here and trash talk this movie. I don't.
I know.
But
yeah.
Starting, okay, I'm just gonna. It starts off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It starts off where this lady's in a cab. Reina is our.
Oh, you forgot the prologue.
Oh, the
setup
the poem.
for all this.
Yeah.
Yes. Because this comes back. This is important later in the film. We get this whole prologue that's maybe about 2.5 minutes, explaining that there was a great planet called Lectorus. I believe that's how it's pronounced. That suffered the Lectorus equivalent of a grand nuclear war 700 years ago and exploded like Krypton.
Sure.
And a couple of members of their species survived and scattered amongst the stars.
Sure.
And this giant god that we're talking about is like their destructor god.
They're Galactus, yeah.
Yes. And it somehow ends up on Earth.
Listen, I don't know. But then we cut to Reina, our protagonist, heroine, in a cab, and then there's a dude in a bar, restaurant, and you're like, oh man, this is peak bubble economy, early 90s Japan. You're like, I'm in there. There's people, there's a jazz, but there's a lot going on here. It's raining. My favorite part of the whole movie is she gets out of the cab, doesn't close the door.
Yeah.
And goes straight into the fucking restaurant. Sorry. Oops. And the guy's not there. And you're kind of like, what's going on here? Chases after him. She goes to a train, subway station, gets on the subway, goes car by car looking for him. And he's peeking out of a window. He's like standing outside, and then they embrace each other, and you're like, what the hell's going on here? And I find it throughout the whole movie, I'm asking myself, what the hell's going? It's subbed. It's I understand what's going. Like I see what's going on. I just don't understand.
There's no frame of reference for it.
No.
It's
and
just
then she
we
gets
just jump right on
kidnapped.
it.
She gets kidnapped by some like dudes in hoods, and they take her in a what looks like a Crown Vic or something. And then some other dudes show up, and they kill the dudes in the hoods. And we're just like, what is going on?
And this is all in the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, and you're like, okay, like you accept this.
Yeah.
And then it turns into like dudes on wire work and dudes in motorcycles. And okay. Like,
so should we explain what the basic story of this movie is?
Can you
kind of. Kind of. So with that prologue setting up this planet, so we're, as Arian said, we're introduced to Rena.
Yeah.
Our heroine. And we find out, after everything Arian just explained, that she's betrothed to marry a dude named Domoto. But she doesn't want to marry him. She's in love with a bad boy named Kensuke.
The guy at the bar.
Kensuke, he's like, he's the typical like 80s kind of stereotype. Like, I don't make a lot of money. I, ride my bikes. I hang out with a bunch of hooligans. But we have love. Let us go. Let us run away from your fiance, who clearly is some upper class dude.
At no point in the movie does this fiance touch ground, by the way. He's always up in the air. Just subtle storytelling.
Yes. So after she gets kidnapped by her fiance's, hooligans,
dudes.
Yes, we are. She's brought back to their compound, whatever you want to call it, and Demoto's like, we're meant to be together. We got this thing going on, but turns out Demoto's also got an overbearing mom that they seem a little close for a mother and son kind of relationship. And you're like, what the hell's going on? Well, her Kensuke comes, breaks her out. Mind you, this is all after like another 10 minutes of them just standing around and having settled conversations. Like her dad is there too, because he's arranging this marriage. And there's just shots of her like stuck in this compound playing the xylophone for some reason. And it's part of the soundtrack. Like it's a hilarious. There's like
hilarious,
weird artsy cuts in this movie. Like it's like a tokusatsu film that's trying to be a little artsy. I feel like the director was like, I'm normally just like telling the dude, okay, do your pose. Let's go shoot some fire, explosions at a quarry. Wrap. Go to the next episode. This felt like, I get to make cinema finally. Even though I'm doing it for the company that's making me direct all these Kamen Rider stuff, like I want to add a little razzle dazzle to this. It's so out of place and it's so weird. So our heroine gets whisked away by her lover. The mom is not having any of this, and there's a sequence where the fiance, Domoto, is crestfallen, and the mom comes in the room and she's like, don't worry, we'll get him back. And then they get into this weird dancing moment. Like they start like I'm like, wait, because they don't really tell you that they're mother and son at that moment. There's a moment they start dancing and then they start spinning into the air, kind of like a stage play, if you will. And they go through, they phase through the roof of this of whatever this compound is, and they end up in a forest. They always end up in a forest. They end up in a forest in front of a Stonehenge, like a single Stonehenge looking rock doorway thing that has this white kind of angelic demon body that's impaled onto the stone. And you're like, what the hell is going on? And you find out that the mom is an alien and she's inhabiting this body that looks like her, and she can almost kind of like a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure where like a spiritual form of her comes out and can do like some martial arts stuff. And she reveals this to her son, also like, oh yeah, you're also my son too, by the way. He's like, this guy's like, what? And she kind of does like the Doctor Strange like punch to him.
Yeah.
And pulls his spiritual form out, which is now he's aged about 20 years. He's got the gray hair. He's in this weird kind of spiritual, kind of like Shinto outfit. And this is where we get the story of, oh, we're aliens from this planet that exploded. And the girl that you're supposed to marry, the princess of our planet, is inheriting her body. And you two are supposed to be married, so that way you can call forth this giant, god, and we will reclaim our empire and destroy this planet. And you're like, why? Like, why do you need to destroy it? Like, what's the game plan here? Like, it's just evil.
It's a Sentai plot. It's a Sentai. Yeah, it's a maybe in that sense I can see why it should have been a Gavan movie. Mm-hmm. It's the plot of a Saturday morning kids show, but it doesn't have the same look. The aesthetic it's a big. How do I put this? The carpet doesn't match the drapes.
Not at all. So the plot moves on. So our girl Rena, by the way, her alien name is also Rena, but spelled with a Y.
Of course.
Yeah. So she's off with her lover. They go find shelter after this insane car chase that was like out of a Jackie Chan film where Kensuke's buddies, he's got a gang of dudes who are
solid
just
dudes.
There as like cannon fodder.
Dudes. Yeah.
They're all solid. They're all solid bros. They are literally like, they show up to help kidnap, Kensuke's girlfriend. They fight off a bunch of dudes in tuxedos with flares. They're using flares, by the way, because it's Japan. There's no guns. And they get away. They steal a car. They get away. One of the dudes who was trying to help jumps on the hood. There are other guys jumping on the hood. And they get away. And that's when we find out, these people are aliens. And this is what's going on. So here's how the plot is moving forward. And then the plot doesn't really move forward that much after that. And we get 45 minutes of these people wandering. They go to a forest to go hide out. And there's like, much like every Sentai, there's always an abandoned building, a factory or something in the middle of a forest. And that's where they're camping out. And they don't know what to do. And they're like, well, we're keeping her away from, these guys who are a-holes. And we don't want anything to do with them, but we got to figure out where to go. And she's just kind of like looking up at the stars, like, I don't know, like, why is life? Like, shouldn't you guys be like halfway to like Fukuoka by now? Like, as far away as possible from these people. So now that our Demoto and his mom can now go into their alien, spectral form, they now have the ability to just magically teleport wherever the hell they want. And they find Kizuke and Ria, and then basically this dude who is both corporeal and not corporeal just starts up and murdering all Kizuke's buddies. Like, he outright like stabs the crap out of like 3 of these guys, which leads to this big fight in this cavern. Which I was like, I'm watching this movie. I'm like, how the hell did you get to this cave? And in this time, the dudes with the hoods show back up and interrupt him. And they throw like a spear at him. And he's like, oh, damn, that spear did something to me. Well, hold on a second. I got some backup too. And snaps his fingers, and these 3 alien-looking mothers show up. And they're the most Keita Amemiya thing you've ever seen. One dude's a head with a smaller head. One's like this insect-looking thing. Hold on. I got the...
They look like they just came out of Zerum 3.
1,000%. 1,000%. Let me see there we are. So these dudes are the foot soldiers of our alien overlords. And now he sends them to do the dirty work because, our heroes take off. And he's like, find them. They got help. So Domoto goes back to his mom and she explains, oh, don't touch that spear. Like, why? It's like, that's the demon spear. That's the only thing that can kill you in your alien form. Okay. And then nothing's brought of it for another 30 minutes. So these guys are off. And then Arian, I swear to God, I thought I downloaded a bad file.
Same.
After this whole sequence, the opening started again. And
Did you get it didn't cut to intermission?
It just cut right to the opening again. Like, I didn't get like an intermission thing. I just got like, after this whole sequence ended. And by the way, we are 45 minutes into this movie. And this is all that's happened. Like, the chases, that whole car chase was like 10 minutes of like just random shots of guys, dangling off cars. Just a lot of like, and it's all the Sentai choreographed stuff. Like, all the grunts stay, like, they're all like,
which is, yeah. I mean, we say Sentai like it's not a bad thing. I mean, it's professionally done.
It is.
Yeah.
The movie looks good. Don't get me wrong. The movie does look great, but like, there's nothing going on half the time. And it's not in that proper, like, when you're watching Sentai shows, like, when the villains do the things, you're like, oh, that's the style. But they took that style and put it to like a space opera, like, love story that doesn't have any of those things in it. So
I mean, it
doesn't, weirdly jarring.
The tone is jarring, like you said. It's like it's a Saturday morning cartoon show, but it looks like Moon Over Tao, which is like,
yes,
what the hell's going on?
And the opening monologue from the beginning of the film starts again, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like, did I know this movie's like an hour and like a little over an hour and a half. I'm not that far into it, so I thought the file was bad. No, there's an intermission, as you said. And then they go into the second half and they completely give you the opening over again. Like, I'm literally sitting here watching this. I don't believe it was not, everything I've looked, it was not released in 2 parts. It was released as one movie.
That's weird, right?
Yes.
But
and it has a different credit. Like, it says like second half land. I'm like, so are we getting like, is this going to be told like in a proper 3-act structure? No, this opening never comes again. So it's a 2-part, 2 parts of the story. So now we're in the forest. We meet up with the dudes in the hoods, who we find out are part of this alien race, but they were like the good guys that took off after going to war with the bad guys. And basically, they've been sitting on Earth for 700 years. 700 years they've been hanging out, waiting for this day to come. Oh, I keep getting ahead of me. So, by the way, for those watching, here's our guys, and this is one of the dudes. So the grunts, our alien grunts, show back up, murder the old dude, who, by the way, just gave all the exposition to what's going on. So why are these aliens doing this? What do they need with Rena? All that, explain it to you right there. And now all of our remaining heroes are like, oh, okay. So we just got to make sure that, they don't get her. Well, guess what happens? They murder this guy. Domoto shows back up. Let me get and does the spirit unlock thing and unleashes the princess spirit that's inside of Rena. And she's basically went, oh, I'm evil. I'm going to go off with this guy. No explanation. And betrays our buddy and leaves him to be murdered by the 2 aliens. When out of nowhere, absolutely out of nowhere, and it was a piece of dialogue that was thrown away at the opening of the sequence, this dude shows up. Which, this part right here told me this is what Gavan was supposed to be in this movie.
Yeah, he Well, I mean, you'll find out what happens. He kind of comes in to save the day a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Does he have a name?
It was like, hold on, I think I got it right here. It's like Buru.
Sure. I didn't catch his name. That's why I ask.
But yeah, and it was such a throwaway line too. Like the old man says, "We escaped here, and there's not many of us left. I don't even know my own son's alive." And then when this guy showed, I'm like, "Who are you?" And then he makes eye contact with the old man as he's dying, like, "My son, you're alive." I'm like, "Where the hell have you been this entire movie?" He's been riding around on a horse in armor, in a cloak. Which, by the way, I love that look. That's my favorite aesthetic: armor and cloaked.
Mm-hmm.
Can't go wrong. Dude looks awesome when he shows up. He's on screen for about how long, Arian?
I'd say 10 minutes is too much.
And then this happens. Actually, no, this is him showing up on horseback. Let me get the other file. I'm still working on this, people. Give me. I think I have it right here. Yes.
There's that same spear.
So he gets the spear, explains to Kazuki, "You need to take the spear and throw it at Rina, which will separate the evil alien from her and destroy her, thus preventing the giant god from appearing." They then take off to go to the Stonehenge location where this ritual is supposed to happen, and the giant god is going to appear to destroy everything. This dude is with this group for about 5 minutes. He fights one of the alien dudes, gets his ass handed to him on a silver platter, and gets impaled by a piece of rock. And before he dies, he kills the alien. Actually, no, he doesn't even kill the alien. He tosses his spear to Kazuki and his buddies who are hiding behind a rock. And he's like, "Take the spear, kill him, and then take it and save the world." So Kazuki picks up the spear and he's like, I don't know what to do. Chucks the spear into this alien dude. He turns into a green mass and explodes in spectacular Sentai, Tokusatsu style. And then the spear falls into this lake. And as this dude is dying, he's like, "Go stop them." Dude, you just chucked the spear that was so freaking important into the water and you didn't even go back to fish it out. So they just go and show up at the spot where this whole rigmarole is going on.
What the hell's going on here? I keep asking myself, what is going on here?
I don't know. So we get the mom, we get Demoto, and we get Rina starting the whole entire, whatever. They're supposed to get married, and then he's got to do something. It's clearly family friendly. There's nothing really sexual about it. It's some sort of ritual. If this was an American movie or an more artsy film, it would have gotten a little more R-rated, but it doesn't. And she gets on top of the Stonehenge looking thing. He like touches her head, and then she lets out this energy, and that's when the giant god shows up. And basically, there's a lot of like cool miniature destruction moments. And this dude just kind of walks out. Doesn't really do much. There's like lightning around him.
It's a pretty good picture.
Yeah. There's all this cool stuff. And so Kazuki decides, I got to do something. So he starts trying to fight Demoto on his own, can't do much. And you realize this, hey, that weird white, demonic angel thing has a spear sticking into it. Clearly, it's an allegory of like some, Christian religion imagery. Pulls the spear out. Turns out this is really the spear. And then chucks it at Rina on top of the Stonehenge looking thing. Much like Doctor Strange, the spear goes right through here. Doesn't physically harm her body, but it takes out the spirit form, which then starts going like haywire. Her human form falls to the ground. Kazuki tries to like save her. The spear falls back down. He cuts Demoto. and the giant just basically shuts down. And then the weirdest damn thing happens. I'm like, okay, so it's a little bit of an anticlimactic battle, and it felt like the producers like, no, we need something more. We need something a little more zesty. This big ass UFO shows up out of nowhere, shoots a beam down, and a bunch of ships come out. And the giant, who's not dead, then fights him. So there's a beam battle and destroys all these little UFOs. Our villains then get defeated by being murdered. The giant then breaks apart, and Relina's spirit form goes up into the UFO and takes off. And I sat there, I'm like, the hell did I just watch? Like, this is the most ADD. Like, it felt like we have these models laying around. Let's put them in. Not since Gamera Super Monster have I seen, what do we got laying around? Let's throw it in the movie. Cuts to 6 weeks later. Rina's on the train. She's with Kazuki. Credits. You're like, what the hell happened here?
What do I say here?
An hour and 45 minutes, Arian. An hour and 45 minutes. Thoughts?
What the hell's going on here? Again, I'm watching this movie. I'm like, what is... I think you explained it way better than I ever could have. And thank you for that.
I had to go back. I had to go back twice.
The thing with a spear, I was like, is that not the same spear? I thought, what the fucking...
Yeah, we're dropping a little F-bomb because we're literally
you can edit this out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Arian's perplexed. He's been dropping F-bombs. I've been editing them, but yes, this movie is so inconsistently bonkers. Now, I've argued in this episode, and I think Arian agrees with me, it looks nice.
Yeah, it looks great.
It looks great. It's a reminder of why he and I and many others love V Cinema. Why Toei would put out some great stuff here and there. This is not one of those.
Look, is this the worst movie ever? No.
No.
Is it the second worst movie? No. There are plenty of bad movies to talk about. And there's a plenty of what the hell's going on here movies. Mm-hmm. This one, I couldn't follow. I saw I understand what's going on, but I couldn't get invested into it. Maybe this movie isn't for me. Maybe it's for you. Maybe it's for our dear listeners. Maybe it's for a specific audience, and maybe I'm not that audience.
Or maybe it's just a quick cash grab by Toei to salvage a project.
Maybe it's just a quick cash grab by Toei. Come on, guys. Let's be real.
This clearly, again, watching, I'm like, okay, so I can see where they would have shoved Gavan into this. Everything I've read, it wasn't like a proper Gavan film, but like a film with Gavan in it. And you would have been like a secondary character in this movie, kind of like Jack Sparrow is in Pirates of the Caribbean. You're like, that's the guy we're following, but you're not the main character.
You know what? I'm glad Gavan isn't in this movie.
I mean, it's up there with Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster of we have the script. Let's just adjust it and make it work. I can't imagine this thing's too costly. I mean, it's all shot on location. It looks like all the locations they used to film, every Sentai series that they've done before, all of Toei's normal.
The quarry, the forest.
The forest, whatever, somewhere up in Saitama where they would shoot all the city scenes. Stuff like that, but the rest of but it's just it's so padded. It felt like this could have been a cool 50-minute film. Again, that was the thing about V Cinema. V Cinema is it doesn't have to be an hour and a half. It could be 50 minutes. It could be 45 minutes, and we're perfectly fine. You're going to a video store to rent this for like a Friday night and hang out with your buddies and watch it. I mean, that's part of the fun of V Cinema. But they're like, no, 90 minutes. So either this was meant to be a two-parter, and Toei just looked at it with like, we got to salvage this somehow. Cut it together as one film. It kind of makes sense in a linear storytelling, but there's just wild jumps here and there, and they're just asking you to fill in huge blanks in your head. And I'm like, you guys had 45, like you could have cut down that car chase scene that was like 10 minutes long and maybe given me 10 more minutes of this cool, night character that shows up and then just gets it. There were so many Simpsons quotes going through my head. When he dies, I just saw Willie in the Treehouse of Horror. When Maggie stabs him in the back, he's like, I'm bad at this. It's stuff like that. I'm like, maybe there's a reason no one ever bothered to pull this out of obscurity. And now that it's out there, it's one of those like, well, this is a very weird cornerstone of, the tail end of the boom period of Japan.
The early 90s, yeah.
In many ways, it does feel like this is symbolic of like the financial collapse of that poor country.
It started off great, kind of.
Yes. Start out strong, limped to the middle, and then had a very messy end where they're like, well, here's the thing on the cover that you rented it for. In the last, you get all 3.5 minutes of it on screen. Look, Keita Amemiya's designs look amazing in this movie.
Amazing, yeah.
The cinematography is actually very well done.
Very well done.
Everyone who's acting is actually acting to their best, and these are all like the Toei
stunts
players.
Are great.
Stunts are great.
I saw in the credits is the JAC, the Japan Action Club. So I mean, it's professionally done. It looks good.
It all,
but just like Ultraman Powered, it's nice to look at, not to watch.
Yes, 1000%. That is the best way to describe this. It is very Ultraman Powered. Like you're like, God, this could be awesome, and then it just falls apart in the script and editing. Like you could tell there was something bigger here that just got diluted down, and basically Toei said just throw it out on video. Like if we'll get some people to rent it, we'll make some money back, and this will just be a weird footnote in our history. So
yeah, that's a great way to put it.
But man, it just got me wistful for V Cinema, man. I miss those days. I miss those days of trying to find those gems, like before the internet was really a thing. Like looking through like catalogs of stuff. I'm like, what is that?
GI Samurai and I mean, what would you say is the most famous V Cinema? No, was Hokkaido a V Cinema or was that theatrical? I think that's theatrical.
I think that was theatrical. Moon Over Tao might have been theatrical. I got to double check. A lot of Takashi Miike's Zerum, I think, was V Cinema.
Yeah, that's maybe might have been the most famous. Dead or Alive.
Anything before like 2001 with Takashi Miike, and some of his best stuff. Like I absolutely love his early like Fudo. I love Fudo.
Oh, what was that one that we watched? Electric Dragon 9,000
Yes,
volts.
Electric Dragon 80,000
banger,
V Cinema.
Banger of a movie.
The works of Shinya Tsukamoto.
Banger.
Yeah, Tetsuo the Iron Man.
Banger.
All that stuff. Like there's some like we're gonna
Tetsuo. Tetsuo is the most famous. Has to be.
Yeah, I would believe so. But that's the thing. Like I don't know. People listening to this and watching this. Like if you're not familiar with it, man, the era of V Cinema from like 1984 to I would say about 2001 is when it really starts to decline.
They're still making V Cinema, but it's nowhere near.
No, streaming kind of killed. I mean, the beauty about Japan, they're not giving up on physical media. It's still a very big thing there, but much like everywhere else, like the rental markets have kind of died down. A lot of people stream stuff, so it's something I was waxing on about with a buddy. I'm like, the thing that streaming has killed is the direct-to-video movie. You know,
Now it's
now
direct to
like
streaming.
now it's direct to streaming, and that can mean you're getting like a big budget, what would have normally been in a movie theater on Netflix, or you're getting like some crap
Yeah,
that you find on Tubi.
that's a great way to put it because we just watched Bullet Train Explosion, which is
Mhm.
a full, you got the talent behind it is A-list, the budget is A-list. It looks like it essentially is a 90s action movie, but it's
Mhm.
straight to Netflix.
Yeah, and
It's not a
Netflix
horrible
produced
thing.
that thing.
Look at this last Frankenstein, Del Toro Frankenstein. Yeah, it had a limited theatrical run,
Yeah.
but it's straight to Netflix. So technically that's
And this is something, with the news that Netflix is buying
oh man,
Warner
that's
Brothers.
come on.
I'm not we're
That's
not we're not going too
yeah.
deep, but I'm not going into the confines of that, but it's the where are we going to get people like trying things out anymore? That was part of the fun of the direct to video market was, outside of like these small studios like Asylum, like just cranking out crap to like, throw up on the video shelf to make some quick bucks. But there was like that's where like a lot of indie films would go.
It's gonna be like the mid 2000s when you get a Gareth Edwards
Mm-hmm.
who does monsters on his own dime, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets picked for the next Godzilla. And then because of that, he gets Star
Rogue One.
Wars. And then he gets Jurassic Park. And that's how I think these next generation of or this is what the next generation of talent and directors are going to be. You get the studio people, and then you get stuff like The Void.
Yeah. Oh, God bless Canada. They have not
Yeah.
given up on they embrace their roots big time. That's a show. We gotta go down some Canadian
Oh yeah.
video cinema. There are some gems in there.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that country is not giving up on their much like Japan kind of isn't giving up on it. Like Canada is not at all. Like you have what is his name? Jared is it Jared Kaczynski? The guy that did Psycho Gorman. He's part of that group that
Is he
did The Void.
Canadian?
He's Canadian. Those are all
Oh, nice.
Canadian dudes. But yeah, it's this, this day and age of like where am I just gonna be scrolling through and that's the problem. Like when you find these things on the video shelves, like they would be like, remember when we saw Six String Samurai on the
So random. So
Yes.
random. Yeah.
You're like, this is such a weird concept. Like, I gotta pick this up. Like, was it a great movie? No, but you're like, I kind of enjoyed what I was seeing. This is a very surrealist, weird film that clearly there's some love and effort put into it.
Hey man, look at El Mariachi, man.
Oh, I know.
Now what's he doing?
Well, I mean, he's trying to get another Alita movie off the ground, but we'll see how that goes.
But I mean, look at Robert Rodriguez's career. Started off on his own dime with El Mariachi, and now
he was trying to sell it to the Mexican direct-to-video market.
Crazy.
That's the thing I'm trying to get to. Like the differentiate, like when you find these things on the shelves back in the day, like you were digging for gold. Like you had to go through a lot of crap, but when you found gold, you were like, I gotta tell everyone about this. Like I don't know who knows about this. But now it could be, like I said, it could be you find El Mariachi, but when it's streaming, it could be Frankenstein. It's got like $120 million budget, or it's some really bad tongue-in-cheek movie about killer condoms that someone watched a French movie and remade, and it's sitting right next to Frankenstein, and you're like, the world to differentiate these things is gone.
If this show teaches you anything, it's to take chances.
Yes.
Don't go the safe route and be like, oh, this movie has Jude Law. Let's watch it. Go with something that just catches your eye. Maybe you've seen some hype about it. Maybe ask around, ask your friends, have you seen this movie? And if the greasy dude who works at the video store or the anime store has seen it, and he's like, dude, that's the guy. That's who you want to. That's who your tastemaker should be.
Oh yeah. Now that was me back in high school.
That was all of us back in high school.
My copy of Versus and Battle Royal got passed around like a doobie.
Solid movies.
Yes.
But that's. I mean, sometimes you'll get a Electric Dragon 8,000 volts.
Mhm.
This time we got what's this movie called?
Great Prophecy of the Giant God.
Yeah, and you're like, all right.
Great Prophecy, the revival of the Giant God. I left out a
The
half sentence
revival.
in there.
Yeah, you know, that's the best part of this. You take your chances, and sometimes they come out great. Sometimes they come out, what the hell's going on here? And sometimes you're like, oh my god. But this is what life gives you. Just take it all in.
We're definitely let's earmark this because we might have to do a special episode on the glory days
Oh,
of hunting for these
I knew
gems.
exactly what you're gonna say, and I mean that's what we're about, man.
Yeah,
That's what we're about.
let's earmark that for another show. We might do a non-review. We'll do a non-review show.
Where you unk out.
Oh yeah, maybe we can give some of these kids some recommendations of like, have you heard of this? No, go look it up because it's probably on the Internet Archive somewhere.
It's so wild. There's whole generations of kids that don't know who Boys to Men are.
That's a shame.
That's a shame.
That's a shame.
What are you doing? There's whole generations. I mean, maybe not.
That's a lot of prom nights, man.
That's Casey and JoJo. Let's go.
Yeah.
Like there's whole generations of people who've never seen waxwork. Like, what are you doing?
Oh,
That's American V Cinema.
Oh, that's Charles Band right there, man. Wait, Waxwork was banned, wasn't it?
I thought it was Full Moon.
Yeah, then it's banned. Yeah, that's Charles Band stuff. Yeah.
Like you're telling me your favorite movie is Pacific Rim, but you've never seen Robot Jocks?
Or
what are we doing?
Yeah, you've not seen Robot Jocks, or it's contemporary cash grab sequel, Robot Wars.
Yes, there's a sequel. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Which was made with less of a budget and no stop motion. Really janky suits.
So that's my conclusion to this. Are they all going to be bangers? Probably not. Are they going to be entertaining? Yeah. Are they going to be nice to look at? Yeah, they're nice to look at, but maybe they're not nice to watch.
Yeah, if you're a big Tokusatsu person, this is one of those, like, I would still say go check it out. Just, to say you've seen it. Because there's still a lot in there that you can appreciate. Again, I was never really bored with what was going on, but I was like, it looks great. I just wish there was, it wasn't just a bun. It just wasn't there wasn't just two buns and lettuce and a sliver of meat in the middle. All right. Well, Arian's got to get going.
Yeah.
I got to get going. On that note, that's going to wrap up this.
Hold on. I saw you playing around with something. What's that in your hand?
What? Oh, you mean my giant condor? It came from Japan.
Yeah.
I love this thing. I love.
Is the review up yet?
Review's up. It was the first thing I did out the box.
Go check that out, man.
Yes. As Arian said, if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, go check out the Coffers series. Check out our other show, the Coffers News Live. Remember, you can, if you're watching this and you're like, I'm at work, I can't watch YouTube. Well, we stream these shows as well, the audio versions, on Spotify, Apple, or wherever else you find better podcasts. Or you can just directly go to our website, thekaijukingdompodcast.com, and download from there.
Leave us a review. It helps out a lot. Like and subscribe, share. It all helps, and we thank you for it.
And I actually got a review of Gamma 4 up. You want to talk about weird deep cuts?
Banger video.
Want to go check out. That's something I'm digging into. Like, there's a lot of these weird things that I've seen over the years. So, but that is all that encompasses the Kaiju Kingdom. So, on that note, for myself and
Arian, thank you. Mwah. Have a good night, guys.
You ended always on a pleasant note.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I don't know what time you're watching this. It could be in the morning. I want you to have a great morning. It could be at night. It could be on the drive home. Hope you're not sitting in traffic. Hope you have a wonderful holiday. I don't know. Just have a great day. That's it.